Have you ever stared into the eyes of history and wondered what these long-gone figures might have looked like in real life? What if we could take faded paintings, forgotten sketches, or distorted woodcuts and bring them back with modern clarity? In this video, we're doing exactly that. Through a blend of historical context and cutting-edge AI technology, we breathe new life into some of the most fascinating and complex personalities from centuries past. From infamous popes and tragic queens to fearless warriors and forgotten kings, witness the past like never before through a new lens that blurs the line between memory and reality. Giuliano de' Medici. This old painting of Giuliano de' Medici captures a noble yet somber expression. The portrait dates back to the Renaissance era when the Medici family held immense power in Florence. Giuliano was the younger brother of Lorenzo the Magnificent and was known for his charm and athleticism. Tragically, he was assassinated in the Pazzi conspiracy in the Florence Cathedral in 1478 during Mass. The conspiracy was an attempt by rival families to take down Medici rule, and Giuliano's death sent shockwaves across the Italian states. Thanks to AI image restoration, we now have a modern interpretation of how Giuliano might have looked in real life. His youthful features are accentuated, with clear Italian Mediterranean skin tone, strong cheekbones, and intelligent eyes that give us a lifelike glimpse into the man who was once at the heart of Florentine power. Mary of Modena. The black and white portrait of Mary of Modena shows her wearing a crown and regal dress, her gaze fixed in elegant serenity. She was the Queen of England, Scotland, and Ireland as the second wife of James II. Born into Italian nobility, she became queen consort during a turbulent period. Her Catholic faith and the birth of her son James Francis Edward led to the Glorious Revolution, as Protestants feared a return to Catholic monarchy. With AI rendering, we see Mary transformed into a modern image. Her delicate features, porcelain skin, and high-arched brows suggest quiet strength. Her deep eyes reflect both royal confidence and the stress of navigating political storms. It's a window into the life of a woman who was both admired and resented. Francesco Petrarca. This medieval image of Francesco Petrarca, better known as Petrarch, depicts a man draped in scholarly robes with a laurel wreath. Petrarch was an Italian scholar, poet, and one of the earliest humanists. Often called the father of the Renaissance, he revived interest in classical literature and was best known for his sonnets dedicated to a mysterious woman named Laura. His writings sparked a literary revolution that would shape centuries of thought. The AI-generated new photo brings Petrarch to life with remarkable realism. We see a man in his early 40s with a thoughtful gaze, expressive eyes, and a studious appearance. The AI captures the intellect and poetic soul of a figure who lived for words and the pursuit of wisdom. Marfa Apraxina. The old painting of Marfa Apraxina shows a richly dressed noblewoman from Imperial Russia seated with a slight smile. Marfa was the second wife of Tsar Fyodor III of Russia and belonged to a powerful aristocratic family. Though her time as Tsarina was short due to her husband's early death, she remained influential in court politics through her family's connection to Peter the Great. AI technology brings her features into the modern world. Her face now glows with fair skin, classic Russian bone structure, and eyes that hint at political awareness. Her presence in the AI portrait feels like that of a woman who knew how to play the game of power in a male-dominated court. John Smith. The old engraving of John Smith shows a rugged explorer in armor staring into the distance. Smith was an English soldier and one of the leading figures in establishing the Jamestown colony in Virginia. His dramatic encounter with Pocahontas is known by nearly every American schoolchild, although the story remains controversial. Beyond the myths, John Smith was a tough leader, mapmaker, and key in the early survival of English settlers. With AI, John Smith appears as a seasoned adventurer with a weathered face, alert eyes, and the look of a man who's seen both war and wilderness. The image shows not just the legend but the realism of a colonial leader who carved out a new chapter in American history. Marie Antoinette. This classical painting of Marie Antoinette shows the Queen of France in all her splendor, elaborate gown, towering hair, and a royal setting. She married Louis XVI at a young age and became a symbol of luxury and excess during the French Revolution. The phrase, "let them eat cake," is often wrongly attributed to her, but her image has come to represent the old monarchy that fell to revolution. The AI recreation transforms her into a young woman with pale skin, light blue eyes, and regal yet soft features. In this lifelike image, she appears more human, perhaps misunderstood, perhaps naive, but certainly not the villain that propaganda made her out to be. Charles V. The painting of Charles V shows the Holy Roman Emperor in dark armor, holding the reins of a vast empire. He ruled over territories stretching from Spain and the Netherlands to parts of the Americas. His reign saw the Protestant Reformation, wars with France, and battles with the Ottoman Empire. Though powerful, Charles eventually abdicated and retired to a monastery. The AI-generated portrait presents Charles with a serious and commanding presence, stern jawline, piercing eyes, and a noble but worn-out expression. This image doesn't just show power, it shows the weight of empire on a man's shoulders. Mumtaz Mahal. The old Mughal miniature painting of Mumtaz Mahal shows her in ornate jewelry and flowing robes. She was the beloved wife of Emperor Shah Jahan, and her death during childbirth led him to build the Taj Mahal as her mausoleum. Her name means chosen one of the palace, and she remains a symbol of eternal love in South Asian history. The AI rendition gives her delicate beauty a new dimension: warm brown eyes, elegant features, and an aura of peace. She looks like someone who inspired great love and whose memory sparked one of the most beautiful buildings on earth. Pope Alexander VI. In this old oil painting, Pope Alexander VI sits confidently in his papal robes, wearing the traditional red garments and white skull cap. The portrait gives off an aura of authority but also secrecy. Born Rodrigo Borgia, he became one of the most controversial popes of the Renaissance era. His reign from 1492 to 1503 was marked by political corruption, nepotism, and personal scandal. Yet he was also a skilled diplomat and a patron of the arts. With AI technology, we now see a more vivid version of this divisive pope. His face appears more lifelike, with olive skin, a strong nose, and intense eyes that reveal both cunning and charisma. He looks like a man who knew how to manipulate power and was not afraid to use it for the benefit of his infamous family. Lucrezia Borgia. This faded Renaissance portrait of Lucrezia Borgia shows a young noblewoman with golden hair dressed in fine Italian garments, her expression soft yet unreadable. As the daughter of Pope Alexander VI, she was thrust into the center of dynastic politics and often portrayed as a femme fatale in both history and fiction. However, modern historians believe she was more a victim of her family's ambitions than a scheming villain. AI rendering breathes life into Lucrezia's image, showing a radiant young woman with delicate features, soft brown eyes, and a calm yet intelligent presence. She looks far more human and sympathetic than her myth suggests, less like a poisoner, and more like someone who was navigating a dangerous world not of her own making. Edward IV. The old Tudor-style painting of Edward IV reveals a tall, broad-shouldered king in richly embroidered robes, his hands clasping the hilt of a ceremonial sword. Edward was the first Yorkist king of England, ascending the throne during the Wars of the Roses. He was known for his military strength, charm, and controversial secret marriage to Elizabeth Woodville. His reign was marked by both glory and conflict, including a brief loss of the throne. The AI-generated photo gives us a king with striking features, pale skin, light eyes, and long dark hair. His face bears the confident look of a warrior who had fought his way to the crown. This modern image captures both his noble bearing and the hints of danger behind his ambitions. Mary I of England. In the original 16th century portrait, Mary I of England stands with a solemn expression, dressed in black and gold, holding a rosary. Known as Bloody Mary, she was the daughter of Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon. Her reign was defined by her attempt to restore Catholicism in England, leading to the persecution of Protestants. Yet behind the harsh policies was a woman shaped by betrayal, political pressure, and personal sorrow. Through AI enhancement, we see Mary as a pale, red-haired woman with tightly drawn lips and weary eyes. She looks like someone who bore heavy burdens, of family, of religion, and of public hatred. This photo softens her image, showing the human tragedy behind the harsh nickname.
Adil Giray. The historical portrait of Adil Giray is rare and stylized, showing a Crimean Tatar prince in ceremonial armor, with fur-lined robes and a saber by his side. Adil Giray was a 17th century leader from the Giray dynasty, which ruled the Crimean Khanate under Ottoman suzerainty. His life was marked by political intrigue, shifting alliances, and the struggle to maintain independence between powerful neighbors like Russia, Poland, and the Ottomans. The AI visualization creates a compelling image: dark eyes under a fur-trimmed cap, a strong jawline, and an air of steely determination. This version of Adil Giray shows a prince shaped by the crossroads of empires, one who knew the price of both loyalty and betrayal: Joanna of Castile. This medieval portrait of Joanna of Castile, often called Joanna the Mad, presents a somber queen in royal attire, her expression distant and vacant. She was the daughter of Ferdinand and Isabella and the mother of Emperor Charles V. After her husband Philip the Handsome died, Joanna reportedly descended into deep grief and mental instability, leading to her confinement for much of her life. Historians debate whether she was truly mad or simply a political inconvenience. The AI-powered recreation transforms her into a hauntingly beautiful figure, gaunt cheeks, intense dark eyes, and a sadness that seems etched into her face. Her image tells the story of a woman caught in dynastic struggles, grief-stricken, possibly betrayed, and remembered more for her suffering than for her strength. Tecumseh. The vintage sketch of Tecumseh shows a proud Native American warrior in traditional dress, his gaze firm and forward. Tecumseh was a Shawnee leader who sought to unite Native American tribes in resistance against American expansion during the early 19th century. He was a brilliant orator, a skilled strategist, and a symbol of indigenous resistance. He fought alongside the British in the War of 1812, but died in battle, ending his dream of a unified Native Confederacy. With AI-generated realism, we now see Tecumseh with sharp cheekbones, dark skin, and intelligent, unwavering eyes. His expression is strong and noble, exactly how many Native tribes remembered him. This new image honors the legacy of a leader who fought not just for land, but for identity and survival. Time may erase faces, but stories endure. As we've reimagined these historical figures with modern eyes, we're reminded that behind every crown, every myth, and every legend, there was a real human being. Their struggles, triumphs, and flaws helped shape the world we know today. Now we want to hear from you. Which AI transformation surprised you the most? Did any of these figures look different from how you imagined them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that bridges the past and present.